Hey, I'm back. I apologize for last week. I was sick. I thought people don't want to see me sneezing and coughing, so this week I'm back. I'm going to do one now. So, what I want to talk about today is actually music and maybe some surprising things and interesting things about music in Japan. The first thing, when I came here, I was surprised that so many people liked such a wide variety of music. Of course, in America, there's people who like all sorts of things, but when I lived there, it seemed like most people liked, like hip hop, rock, pop, and then sometimes like there's country fans and like R&B fans, and then like outside of that, there weren't so many fans. Like I didn't meet so many classical music fans or jazz fans or etc. But here in Japan, it seems like there are people that really like all sorts of different types of music, and it's really not hard to find them. It's kind of surprising actually. People you think like this person likes pop music, but like I really like classical music or I really like jazz. It's interesting for me. So that's one of the things that really surprised me. Also, if you go into record stores in Japan, it seems like the genres are more even stock wise. So that was also a little bit surprising and good actually because you can find lots of stuff that you sometimes can't find in America. But one of the things that's a little bit strange also is in Japan, people still buy CDs. So of course they still sell CDs in other countries too, but other countries have switched to like digital download, streaming, etc. As far as I know, I don't know of any streaming service in Japan, but there could be one. Maybe I just don't use it. But as far as I don't know anybody that really talks about streaming services. Everyone just buys CDs. And in fact, they have CD rental places where you can go and rent CDs and then, bring them back, which seems kind of stupid because don't people just burn them onto MP3s on their computer or whatever? It seems kind of kind of worthless to me. It seems like, I guess you can pirate it cheaply, I guess, but who knows. So that's a little bit strange when I got here. Nobody's like really downloading things that much. But this is also causing a big problem with the music industry in Japan. The reason is the profits have just gone down and down. And part of this is probably because of the CD thing. People are probably renting CDs and just burning them to MP3s. But another problem is like the quality of the product. Lots of people complain that like singers now aren't good. There's a big push for like idol groups and things like probably like rap groups or rock groups seem to be kind of decreasing a bit. There's a big push for like idol groups, which is fine, like people like pop music. But the problem is these idols are oftentimes chosen by their image and not for things like actual ability to sing. So because of that, lots of people complain like the music is just terrible, basically. Like almost, I shouldn't say unlistenable, but there's people that can't really sing trying to sing. And for idol otaku, they kind of like this because it's like, it gives a sense of vulnerability and you can see the person like mature and grow and get better through their hard effort. But for people that aren't really fans of idols, it's like, I'm just listening to terrible singing, I don't want to hear this. So it seems to be like a big divide between like idol otaku who really like idols and then also like normal people who just want to hear music. And so because of that, I think it's probably causing a decrease in like sales and other things. Lots of people complain about this. They were thinking about doing with AKB48 for the Olympic ceremony, but lots of people complain like, I don't want to see AKB48 for the Olympic ceremony. No AKB48. So lots of people were against it, and somewhat understandable. So those are some of the like kind of strange things, but on top of this, because they have so few like music consumers, they're kind of exploiting those few consumers they have because lots of them now are otaku. And the great thing about otaku from a business perspective is otaku will buy anything for the most part. And so what they do is instead of selling like, here's a CD, they'll say, here's a ticket to a handshake event so you can meet your favorite idol. But instead of putting one in each CD, we're only going to put one ticket in every like 10 CDs. So you have to buy like 10 CDs just to get the ticket you want. And so they do this, so there's lots of people buying 10 CDs, and they're doing these types of things to boost CD sales. And it's somewhat smart from a business perspective, but from like an ethical perspective, it's kind of scummy, I think. So I wish they'd just focus on making good music. I honestly, I wish they'd just separate idols from music altogether and just have here's people that are good looking and you can look at them and they can be on TV or they can make posters or whatever idols are supposed to do and put them someplace else and then have people who can sing or make music in some other category. I think that would probably be best for everybody because now I think things are kind of screwed up. In other countries, of course, the cost of recording and releasing music has gotten cheaper, so I think there's a greater variety of music. But in Japan, most music I think is still released through big record companies. So I imagine it's hard to get a CD in stores if you're not using one of these big production companies. And because most people consume their music through CDs, they're not going to really hear it unless you have a CD in a store. So it's kind of a big problem, I think. But like anything, I'm sure Japanese people will come around eventually. So anyway, that's my take on music in Japan. I'll probably do another one talking about like actual different types of music. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, see you.